Fanboyfighter, and my sole mission is to fight fanboys, help with equality, and to push the Black and the female space into things like anime. And today, I was able to round up the dopest of people in this space. Omar, you don't feel that way? I don't know the faces.
My own imposter syndrome.
But I was able to get this incredible panel, which I would love for you guys to introduce yourself. And then I'll talk about the rules of this forum, and we'll go from there. So let's start here.
Should I go first? Hi,
Yeah.
I'm Omar Holman, one of the co-founders of Black Nerd Problems.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Yeah, Union.
My bad. Hey y'all, my name is Eunice. I'm the creator of Black Girls Anime.
I don't know if you know, but Eunice been out partying. That's why she sound like that. How to blow you up? Yeah.
Yeah, but I can still take anyone.
What's good, everybody? Name's Jared Ross. Anime Sundays on TikTok, IG.
Yes. I would also, can we get just one quick round of applause? Jared is fully clothed, which is a rarity if you guys. Yes. Let's give it up for that. Yes. Thank you.
Show the meat.
I don't know, some people are sad about it, but you know. And then last, certainly not
My name
least.
is Chibitat. That's my cosplay name. Or Sachi, or local magical gal, but Chibitat, what's up, y'all? Hey, what's up? Welcome to New York.
Thank you.
I'll be cosplaying and streaming and stuff. That's it.
You be cosplaying and streaming
I'll be
stuff, she's
cosplaying.
huge. Featured on Viz Media. Don't play yourself.
Thank you.
All right, so before we get started, I just want to talk about a couple house rules. The first is, this is a safe space. If you feel attacked, I want you to take a second instead of reacting and think, why do I feel this way? Unless it's crazy, in which, don't worry, I will check them, all right? If we say anything wild. We're gonna start off by just discussing things in the community. And if we have time, we would like to discuss on how the things that we see in the community affects the way we perceive certain characters, okay? So, first let's start with, do we all identify as Black on this table?
Yeah.
Okay,
Like,
cool. Before I throw out this question, someone's like, I'm not Black.
You can identify as something
okay. So, this is, I believe, the third Anime NYC. How does it feel to cosplay, be here in this space? Does it feel different?
Oh, this is my first time being at Anime NYC, so it feels nice. I mean, anytime I can walk around and see a bunch of Black folk enjoying themselves, I'm happy to be there in that space.
This is my second time being here. When I tell you the energy is immaculate, like I'm so lit right now. I'm so happy, and all the Black people I'm seeing in the crowd, I'm so happy out here because the last 2 years it wasn't like this, but we're all free of them shackles of being in the closet. We're out here, so I love that for us. I'm happy.
I love it.
Yeah, this is definitely, that's my second one, Anime New York. This is probably the most diverse convention I've ever been to, honestly. I'm not gonna lie to you. And I've been to a handful of conventions, some in the South, some in the West. In New York, yeah, I mean, it's just a melting pot, so it's always a great time.
I'm about to show my age, but I've been coming since it was like New York Anime Fest before Comic-Con was here. So I've been to Anime NYC all the years. Is it three? I think all the 3 years, or 3 or 4. But I love it, and I love that the community is able to like come out and like meet each other and stuff because of social media. We've all connected, and we can have this presence here because, like he said, it hasn't been like this. So this is really cool. I think this is like the best, most diverse year I've been seeing so far.
Yeah.
So that's lit.
It's crazy, like 90% of my friends I met online, which
Are here.
10 years ago, yeah,
yeah.
they're here.
Nobody used to travel to this con.
Yeah, free COVID still.
It was just mostly like New York or like East Coast kind of like tri-state area people, but like so many people like got on planes and got out here and like that's lit. Like
Look, I think LA is in here heavy.
Yeah,
who's here from LA?
Why?
Wow, Cali.
like-
Oh dang, it's still New York. Forget it. It's still New York always, but thanks for coming.
Frankie, shout me out. I'm from Minnesota.
Oh, Minnesota. Oh, I'm sorry, Minnesota. Yeah. Anyone else?
Oh, wow.
Oh, good. Go on, girl, sit up. Yeah.
Anybody from the ATL? ATL?
I met
Atlanta?
someone there.
Hey.
Oh, ATL.
Hey, I live there now.
We got, okay, you're right. To me, it was So the map that they show us in the public
the
schools
explanation.
have three states in four: Texas, Florida, New York, and Cali, and those are the only states we actually learn.
She said we
See
don't
that same map, right?
crazy
Yeah,
map.
yeah.
That's
Sorry.
crazy. That's a crazy map.
I'm sorry.
Minnesota exists, y'all.
I don't know.
And we big. We got
really think
10,000
it's a myth.
lakes.
I really think Minnesota is a myth.
We got 10,000 lakes.
It's a lot of lyrics, man.
It's a lot. It sounds like a lot, right?
No, I swear to God, we got 10,000. Oh, y'all doing my state dirty. Damn. I'm sorry.
That's too much.
We do. We really do, though.
Okay, I'm about to hold you to that, but I don't know if that's real. All right, so let's start talking about how it feels to exist in this community. So obviously there's not that many black people in anime, and we're now kind of coming out of a closet, and there's an emergence of black creators. How has that experience been for you, kind of entering in this space and just existing? And sorry, last one. And talk about the challenges too.
Am I going first? All right, cool.
Always.
You know, if I could quote Afro Cocoa Puffs, you know, when they tell you Hinata isn't black, it was like, man, she ain't white either. She's Japanese, bro. So, you know, I can dress as this character, and in a way, it's like to be a nerd is no longer like it's become like a mainstream thing. So I think that's where like the gatekeeping and stuff comes in. So like when you're a black nerd, that's like being a subculture within a subculture. So to see that now, it's like, well, being a nerd means like being a fan of something. So like, oh, well, I can take more pride in this now. I'm a fan of anime. Oh, yo, me too. And once you see more and more people like saying like, oh, me too as well, then it's like, oh, we got the force going now. Like,
Yeah.
that was it. I'm sorry. I talk fast. It's sick. That's me.
You like I'm gonna say it.
Bullet points.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. It's bullet points. So you said like how the community has changed, right?
How is it to exist in this space and talk about some challenges you may have seen?
Well, I'm a black woman in this space, and it's been interesting. When I first started out, due to the way I look, a lot of people thought I was joking about anime. They thought I was faking it. I own over 1,000 mangas. I don't play games, so y'all know I'm spending that money.
Damn.
So, but when I first came out, though, and I finally showed my face, people deadass looked at me and say, "Nah, you a capper, you lying." I'm like, "No, I've been doing this since I was 5 years old, man. Sailor Moon, transforming at 10 o'clock on Toonami, you know. It really shaped me to who I am. I am showing my age. You're right, but guess what though? That really shaped, but that made me who I am today. Honestly, people think like, oh, you put so much, like you said that anime gives you confidence. It did. Because like when you grow up in a certain environment, you know, seeing little magical girls twirling around fighting crime, that was hot to me. I was like, hey, I'm gonna beat her. So seeing the community, the challenges was always people underestimating me, thinking I'm lying, but I always had my facts. Y'all know y'all can never cap on me. Y'all know I'm the queen of Black Clover or something. But, so we've had a lot. I know I did. I looked at you for a reason. But yeah, there's been a lot of challenges, but throughout that, I've had the support of the community. I've had my girls, my gays, everybody's been having my back, so I'm super appreciative of the community. It's been hard, but my people got me, so I'm good.
You know, I always wonder, who do they think are writing our stuff? When they're like, you didn't read it, I'm like, so how did I make all these videos? Like, are there like little white elves like writing my material?
I won't lie, I did have to embarrass a couple Naruto fans because he said that there was no 17. He said there wasn't 72 mangas, so why I got 72 in my house right now? Is that the full cat? Oh, okay. You know, I'm just saying. But yeah.
I love it. Jared, please.
You know, I'm gonna be honest with you. My experience has not been that bad. Like in terms of, I'm just saying. I'm keeping
I don't know what y'all talking about.
I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. As a black woman, it is way harder to be a content creator or a cosplayer or a TikTok or whatever it is you do. My experience is actually, I try to do my best to defend as many black women as possible on the internet because that's what I see in terms of like an abundance when it comes to like, you know, people being racist or people just like, you know, always some body shame. Oh, somebody always got something to say. You know what I'm saying? People just don't know how to enjoy people enjoying themselves. Like if somebody's having a good time, why you gotta try to mess up their vibe? The only few times I've had like negative experiences was when I did post some cosplays. You know, I don't know what it is in the cosplay community where, you know, people try to uphold this standard of beauty to like such a defined definition, like they can't let it go, you know. And you know, I try not to say white people, but you know, I try not to do that because it's not just white people. It could just be any people who, it could be black people too. You see other black men shaming black women about their cosplay. It's just out of control. It's ridiculous. So in terms of that experience is terrible. But me personally, I really don't have no problems, and it probably is because I'm a man. I'm not gonna lie to you. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's easier for me to get away with stuff or say things that are crazy as hell. Like, you know, we both say wild stuff. Like, I say wild debate topics all the time. I get cursed out, death threats for it, right? But like the stuff Frankie goes through, if you see her comments, no, you wouldn't even believe. I wouldn't have time.
It's really musty in my comments.
Yeah, and it gets really bad on the comic side. You know what I'm saying? That's not my professional, but when you get on that side and you really start talking about Batman and Superman, now it's you better raise the gun. So, but yeah, for me personally, that's my experience.
And Jared, I really want to kind of shift it for you, Sachi, because Jared made an excellent point. One, you look beautiful, obviously. Yes. So talk more about like the cosplay and your experience as a Black woman. I remember seeing you featured on Viz and like some of the stuff they were writing on Viz Media.
Yeah.
You
They
know,
don't care. Like they're like edgelords. But when I first started, I want to say like the way like all the Black cosplay like people found each other was like cosplayingwhileblack.tumblr.com. I don't know if we got any other old heads up in here, but that was kind of like the hub,
Tumblr?
and it was like 5, yeah, because it like there's no way back then anyone would be able to fill a room of Black cosplayers like this. Like it was not that many of us in one central area, and we didn't know each other existed. So it was like maybe 5 Black popular cosplayers back then, and they inspired me. And then I want to say maybe around like I started 2014, 15, but around like 2017, 18. Like Twitter and this like social media re-insurgence of, I don't know if that's a word, my bad, but like this boom of like Black people like shedding their skin of being ashamed of nerdness and cosplay and things like that. Like everyone just started doing it. Everyone started linking up, like Anti-Twitter, from the beginning of Anti-Twitter to what it is now. Like it just became this like you said, a subculture within a subculture. And I think now for me as a cosplayer, it's way easier for me to tell someone, hey, like, oh, I want to do it, but I'm scared because I'm Black out about the comments and stuff. I'm like, yo, just do it, because there's so much more of us to like come and support you and support each other, and we do that. We try and do that. I wouldn't say I've had it bad. The only thing that happens to me is racist comments, but I always tell people like racist comments is gonna happen, and
Unfortunately.
I'm kind of like on the like South Park side of humor, so sometimes I just be like going back, like cutting their ass too, like, you know what I mean, like just kind of like, and then sometimes it's like the comments that they leave, the racism is just so ridiculous, it's funny. So I did a One Piece cosplay, Rebecca from One Piece, and I posted it. Thank you. I posted it on Reddit, which is, you know, a lot of people ask me like, do you want to post on Reddit? I suggest you do, because it gives you a really broad audience if you're a cosplayer. But I posted it on Reddit, and one of the comments was Rebecca, and I'm just like that, like what, like you feel me? I'm just like,
I hate when racism is funny.
Because the fact that you took the time to make that comment and thought that would hurt me, I'm just like, you're like, get a life, bro. Like, and that's how I feel about the comments. So I wouldn't say I've had it bad where it's like I'm beating myself up. Like sometimes when they mention things about your appearance and stuff like that bugs you, or like when other like cosplayers say things like, oh, you're missing this and stuff like that. But it's really just the racism. And to me personally, I know it affects people a lot of different ways, but me personally, I'll fight them. Like, I don't.
All right, well, we're going to get into the nitty-gritty, and as I mentioned before, I'm the Fanboyfighter, and my forum is really to debate topics and how culture kind of takes effect into how we perceive characters, right? So I'm going to start with sexism, right, obviously. Yeah, straight there. So I want to know, do you guys think sexism plays a part in why people love Krillin but think Sakura is useless? Yeah, we start there. And there's another thing I want to add to here.
Y'all know I'm
We are
Sakura
going to let
defending.
you guys, this is a forum, so we can all talk. There's a microphone in the back here. There's only three people. If you guys have something to add, I would say line up now. After the panel speaks, you guys can say your piece. Not 3 men. Absolutely not. Y'all better rock, paper, scissors.
Let the women go
Y'all
first,
better
guys.
rock, paper. Okay, technique is in there, and then you're good. Yeah.
Why do you
Y'all
wanna
figure
fight
that out over
somebody?
there. Y'all figure that out over there, but let's start.
Why do you want to fight us?
I know you're not. They said all.
I ain't never seen a man grow up.
3 men. Y'all got me
I'm like,
messed up. I'm sorry.
I just want y'all to know I'm Sakura's biggest defender. I'm Sakura's biggest defender. So y'all gonna talk about Sakura, you know I'm about to defend her.
Just be ready.
Be ready, because I'm gonna defend Sakura like my life depend on it.
Ready.
Alright?
Oh
So
my,
y'all
do
better
you
have
want to go
facts.
first, or should I start with Sachi?
You want me?
She said, I'm
I need to go
ready.
next.
We out.
I mean, it's a clear-cut case, man. Sakura ain't that bad, man. Sakura's cool. We had a dude on the site write about like, yo, everyone gets at Sakura. Like, he wrote this piece like 2 years ago, Defending Sakura. It is one of the most hittable pieces on our site today. People still like, nah, man, she's trash. Like, nah. Well, maybe the author just couldn't write women. Because, I mean, there's a case running throughout the entire series of Naruto. Like, oh, the guys are coming up, but the women are just, we just left out the wayside. I'm gonna pass the baton right here. I feel it.
No.
I feel like radiating.
Because when it comes to Sakura, it took me years to actually mess with Sakura. I used to be on the Sakura hater club, I swear to God. But then I turned 21, and I rewatched Naruto, I'm like, yo, Shorty go crazy. Yeah. Shorty's strong. She's so strong. She literally can control her chakra better than anybody. Better than Naruto, better than Sakura, Sasuke. She can do it. She can do what the boys couldn't do. She was out leveled them in every way. So the fact that everybody thinks that Sakura is a lame or a loser or she's pitiful is because that's how she was written. Has she been given the proper narrative to be a strong leader that she grew up to be? I mean, she even surpassed Lady Tsunade. Come on. Who really passed the Lady Tsunade other than Lady Tsunade? Oh, Sakura. So the fact that people sit here and they say that Sakura is trash, it's definitely misogyny. Because we wouldn't say that if Naruto was written that way. No, we would say no Naruto. You know, we start making up excuses for Naruto. We don't give Sakura that grace. And I know she's a fake character. But we don't. It's the same thing with a lot of things. We don't give her that grace to think like, has she been written correctly or written with more with giving more of a backstory than being where they go in that last episode where she's like, oh, I finally caught up to you. She's been ahead of them. Yeah. She has been ahead of them forever. And then the only thing is that Naruto OP. Sasuke OP. You know, she worked to be OP. So that's all I'm gonna say because I don't want to take up too much time.
Yeah, and I want to add one more thing that you had mentioned. Sakura is the only one who doesn't have a family. They florist, right? No, that's Ino. But I fixed it immediately.
But Sakura doesn't have a family. We don't even know who her mom is. Why she got pink hair? Her mom got brown.
Exactly, but everybody has like a familiar power that's passed on to them, except for Sakura. So everyone has something that they can take to excel, and she just trying to make it out.
She just trying to make out the hood, man. The Leaf Village was the hood. I don't know what y'all talking about.
Absolutely.
Where was CBS?
Ninja got the hood, boy.
No, the Leaf Village was ghetto, but that's not this.
Yeah, I mean, I think in a sense, I think it's like it's a matter of also perspective too. So both these animes are like very nostalgic animes. Dragon Ball Z and Naruto, like most young men grew up on these animes. So when you look at like most of the DBZ fandom, right, it's mostly men, right, you would say. And then when you look at like Naruto, it's also mostly men, you know what I'm saying? But when you look at those two characters specifically, there's like a lot of the DBZ fandom, it's almost like they can't do no wrong. Like they don't see the faults in their show because of nostalgia. So because of DBZ being such a iconic anime and Goku being the great, it's Goku. You know what I'm saying? Because that like paved the way for a lot of men and like their standard of how they enjoy anime, they don't see no wrong. They don't see like all the mistakes Krillin made or Yamcha or like even how they rigged Gohan. People say Gohan got hoes, but people still love Gohan. They're still like, oh, yeah, when he was in Cell though, you know what I'm saying? But they don't talk about how like, okay, yeah, Sakura has a shitty take, but like nobody talks about like Sakura's efforts in the war. Nobody talks about Sakura's efforts as an adult. Like nobody talks about all that she does. Realistically, people ask me like, who do you think should be next Hokage? It should be Sakura. Period. It should be Sakura. Sakura needs to be the next Hokage. After Naruto.
Oh, after. I mean, you're already there. But yeah, we're going to talk about that a little later.
That's how I feel.
About the Hokage.
That's how I feel.
That's how I feel too.
Who's gonna run her fade?
Period. Who gon'
I'm waiting.
Huh?
Sasuke's a criminal.
The audience is lying.
Betrayed the
The audience is lying. Who? Domestic violence for who?
And he tried to assassinate
With what arm?
Naruto
With what arm?
twice.
Well, I'm a new Naruto watcher because I hated it for a very long time, and I used to call it Filarudo for most of my life. One Piece gang. But as I've now watched it, and I'm also glad that I waited to watch it, because watching it as an adult, like, you really see these power dynamics that you were not gonna notice as a child. So that nostalgia does play a part into it, because if you watch Naruto and you grew up on DBZ, like you said, you're not gonna see those wrongs. But me, I can watch Naruto and see how Sakura trains under Tsunade and notice how strong Tsunade is and understand her, like really her level. And you know what I mean? Like, you can see that Sakura's not a waste gal the way people have been portraying her. She's not, or we can get into that. But I just think that, like, I just want to add on to what Yuna said. Like, I feel like a lot of people look at her and they don't give her that grace. And like you said, she's not written perfectly. So what she can do, and really her threshold is never going to be reached if she's not written correctly, in my opinion.
Thank you. All right, now we going to the floor, okay? We got 4 people up here. I love it. Please don't curse. We're recording.
Oh!
Nah, I'm lying. We're adults. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I got y'all almost hurt.
Not too bad.
But nothing hateful. If you say anything hateful, you're getting out of this room. Period. Point blank. Period. And after this, unfortunately, the 4 of you can't come back up to speak. Okay? So say your piece. The floor is yours.
Can I say bad things about men? That's
Absolutely. Always. No. And when I say bad, I mean hateful, hurtful, things like that.
Can I say hateful, hurtful things about men?
I love
Absolutely.
that, please, y'all.
Going to what you guys were just talking about, the dynamic between Krillin and Sakura, I can't seem for the life of me to understand why people like Krillin so much. Krillin been a bitch.
That's why you wanted to curse.
From the Cell Game saga, when he betrayed all of his friends for a robot that he didn't know. He wasn't in love. I don't care who tries to put that out there. He's been worthless ever since then. You see, it's all the men.
He got the mic.
It's all the men. I'm from Brooklyn. Loyalty is like the biggest, thing for us, where I'm from, and he's not loyal, and I don't see how so many dudes can respect that. Would you betray your best friends for a chance at a girl? Yeah, that's snakes. I don't bang with Krillin. I don't bang with anybody who does bang with Krillin.
All right. I mean, yes, I get it, but yes, also, Krillin's fake.
And he's worthless. What is he, Gohan's godfather? Like, he's worthless. He's been working for a long time. And back to your point about Sakura. He's his father. Yeah. Back to your point about Sakura, like, people say like she's like a worthless character or whatever, but like as you kind of said, she's the only one who didn't have a strong bloodline. She doesn't have a tail fox. Nobody gave her a Rinnegan. She's not the reincarnation of whatever. Sakura might be the strongest character. Her and maybe Jiraiya, maybe the strongest characters in the show without hacks, so without some kind of outside source infinite power. So I think she could have been given more agency in the manga and the show, but she's still like one of the most powerful and important characters. She held it down throughout the whole pain arc and the final arc. She saved Naruto's life how many times?
I know.
Yeah.
And what's Krillin without a sense of humor?
Yeah. Krillin is trash. If you got a problem, you can come see it.
I do have to say this. Yes, he's human, but so is Tien, and Tien be cooking. Tien be cooking. Don't do it. We won't. I'm sorry. Please, next.
Hello, Nikki. So, for everyone on the panel, but first the ladies, like, since we're on the topic of fighting fanboys. Like as women, like I feel like we have to be constantly proving that we know every single damn thing about every single detail, whether it's anime, whether it's Marvel, whether it's DC, but of course anime. Proving that we're not doing it for male validation, for clout, to sexualize ourselves. Like, for the ladies, for the women, how do you deal with that? What are some of the craziest things that you've run into? How do you, like, process that? And for the men, why do you think that is?
Ooh. Let me go ahead and...
Y'all want to know something crazy that happened to me? That was wild. So y'all know I be buying my mangas from Barnes & Nobles, right? They really do though. And when you get that 10%, you know when you get that 10%?
Sir, please exit.
Please, leave my bestie alone, he trying. No, but deadass, yo, it was the craziest thing ever. I'm just shopping, you know, I got a handful of manga. Homie come up to me, he like, what you doing here? I said, oh, you must be, you cold, God. I looked at this guy and said, God, today's my day to shine. And I was like, he about to quiz me. Like, I got excited. And he like, what you doing in here? I'm like, oh, I'm here to buy manga. I'm here to buy manga. What you think I'm doing here? Do I look lost? He's like, no, you don't look like the type. I said, what's the type? Quick. Answer. You know, I was like, answer quickly. He's like, nah, you look a little different. Oh, no, keep going. How I look different? He like, cause if y'all know how I dress outside here, I know how I'm dressed right now, always in heels. I don't know what's wrong with me. But he looked at me, he's dead ass was quiet. He's like, oh, what's your favorite? Oh, I said, right now, if you know me, I'm reading Black Clover, but I'm also reading Chainsaw Man, so you know this is recent. So I'm like, I'm reading, you know the usual, but I had to say something different. I was like, I'm reading Vinland Saga right now. What's up? He's like, what you know about Vinland Saga? I said, I know a lot about Vinland Saga. What's going on? He's like, you about to quiz me? You want to be embarrassed in Barnes & Noble, in Maple Grove, Minnesota? That's crazy. I was like, I told when I tell y'all my friends know me, they know I'm the queen of quizzing. Because if you're gonna quiz me, please believe I'm sarcastic, I'm rude, and I'm a little bit. I'm not gonna say that, but I'm gonna come for you. I'm gonna come for your whole entire life, your mother, your daddy, and your grandmother. Everybody gonna see me today. So he understood. I feel like after we had a conversation, he kind of calmed down, and he was like, "All right, shorty," and I was like, "Bye. You messing up my discount time." I went about my business. Don't play with me in Barnes & Noble when I'm shopping, y'all. I'm gonna embarrass y'all.
Shout out the aisle.
For me, it actually happened from like the gaming side more than the anime side, I want to say, because the main anime that I like talk about online for people to even question me is either One Piece or Berserk. It happens a lot with Berserk, and I feel like it's because of the type of people who read it, and then they look at me and they're like, you don't watch Berserk or whatever. It's like I got the whole tattoo on my neck thing. But it's like for when it comes to like the whole quizzing, like the you don't know what you're talking about type shit, like that really happens on the gaming side for me, and I feel like I just deal with that by trying to be a lit ass player. Like all you can do is prove yourself through game or prove yourself through your knowledge, you know. And I don't even have time to like debate with them about whether I can or can't play. Like see me on the sticks.
Somebody put down a shirt.
Quick snaps, please, for the word. Come to job. Thank you. Omar.
The second question of like why men do this, correct? There's a difference between like the nerd. When I get excited about something, I speak really fast. I gotta remind myself to calm down. All right, so it's a difference between like the nerd card and the black card. If I'm black and let's say I don't know how to play spades, you can clown me, right? But it's out of love and respect. And I'm not like, oh, I might take every black card from that. The nerd part, it comes from also gatekeeping as well, and like nerd is mainstream now, and like, oh, it's so tied to my identity. My whole personality is being a nerd, and now it's acceptable. It wasn't before. So I have to protect these little things. So, oh, let me challenge you on this. It doesn't work like that anymore, too. That used to kind of be a thing back in the 80s, which is why people got so upset at Ready Player One when the movie came out, right? It was just like a cute thing back in the 80s, but now it's like, well, we don't really do that no more. That's more of a gatekeeping thing. It's like, oh shit, well, it was different back then, and that is that idea in gatekeeping that kind of needs to die. Like maybe it was a playful thing back then, but like it's turned into like this really like poisonous and toxic thing now, right? And shit ain't like that no more. Nerd is for everybody. You gotta deal with it because nerd now means being a fan. It's not really just a person or individual, it's being a fan. Whatever you're a fan of, you're a nerd for that. Whether it be sports, cooking shows, anime, whether fucking whatever. Hentai, I guess if I say anime, the fucking whatever. All these different things nerd means being a fan of these things happen. Time!
Yeah. Yo, Omar coming out his shell. I'm not gonna hold you.
Oh,
Jared?
Why do men do this? Okay, so pretty much.
Specifically, like,
so-
why is it so targeted? Why do you think it's so,
So-
targeted towards women that we have to prove to y'all
Absolutely. So
that we know it?
the men that do this, right? Toxic men, probably X, Y, Z. You know what I'm saying? The reason they do this is because they have this this like waning idea in their mind that if they let a woman into something that they love, they're gonna ruin it, and that is the sad truth. A lot of men, I'm not gonna say a lot, but there are men who really do, and it's not just with nerd stuff. It could be with anything. It could be with cars. It could be with like how you may have a passion, you may paint, you may do something. There's men who think that if they let a woman in on something that they truly love, that is specific to them, and it's especially specific to their boys, you know, the other men they grew up with, they think a woman is going to ruin it, so they try so hard to keep women out of it, when the reality is women make it better. Is what the situation is. Women make everything better, honestly. You want me to keep it 100 with you. And I mean, they do it because it's just really fear. It's just fear. Like, men are afraid that, you know, it's like when you look at like, you know, people talk about certain fandoms, right? The My Hero fandom, like how they send in death threats to the creator and stuff, right? The regular fans don't want that. They're afraid that because they do that those toxic fans do that, the show's gonna get ruined, the author's not gonna do what he wants to do, so they try to come at them, right? People come at the My Hero fandom for things that they do in the community, right? So it's to say, it can be compared to men who gatekeep or are toxic. They're just afraid that women won't understand them, and it's really like the women are the more knowledgeable ones. Honestly, me and Frankie debates crazy topics, and I've only ever tried, like, even attempted to argue with Frankie once, and it wasn't even like an argument. It was like about Batman, or it was about Tony Stark, I believe. I think she said something like Tony Stark is worse, maybe worse than Batman. I don't remember which one it was.
Oh, yeah, I see it's worse.
I get behind that.
Frankie, we
So-
got you.
Excuse me.
We're not gonna
We
do
are
that.
at Anime
We're not gonna do that.
NYC.
I tried to make a point one time, and I learned my lesson. And of course, I'm always respectful, but I learned my lesson because Frankie knows what she's talking about. Okay, and the reality is, really all women who debate and converse on like a level of like where it requires information, they know what they're talking about because they're used to men trying to tell them they don't know what they're talking about. I debate all day in the comments of my versus battles on YouTube, showing the showdowns in here. Shouts out to homie, you know what I'm saying? He's a great YouTube debater. We don't get this problem. People come at me one time and I tell them what it is and they leave me alone. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm a man, and they're like, oh, well, we trust him because he's a man and he's got a little following. He must know what he's talking about. I don't know shit. I don't know not more than these women up here. No, I do not. So that's why men do it, and it's unexcusable, and hopefully it changes one day.
I wanted to add to what you were saying. I think men also G-check certain women. Like, like with this whole thing of like nerds are like kind of acceptable and more out in the open now. Like, we all look different. Like, there's baddies who got a shit ton of manga, and it's like nobody past a certain age saw that back in the day a few years ago. So when they're seeing it now, they're like you look good, like you look like there's no way, and it's like, yeah, there is way. Like, I'm into that, I'm into fashion, I'm into makeup, and you know, it's like we're into so many different things, and everyone looks so much different ways. So it's like they kind of get like the ones who have this mindset, they're like, they can't comprehend how like someone could like lip gloss and anime. It's weird. It's really weird.
Thank you, Nee. All right, next question. We got two more.
It's nice to be here. My name is JT. Shout out Detroit, my hometown.
Where is Detroit?
Music going crazy right now.
Detroit.
Say it again?
Detroit. Michigan.
No, I'm joking. I'm sorry. I try to keep the balance, so I gatekeep just a little bit anytime I'm here, and it's just to.
That's fair.
No, I'm joking.
It's like two things I wanted to say. One question to Frank and then like something else.
Sarada would be the next Hokage. She next up. That's that. And, the whole Krillin and Sakura thing, Krillin a bitch, she been a bitch. And like
Hard beats. Hard beats.
Thought this would be more even. I'm not gonna lie.
No, yeah, but I feel like there are reasons to not like Sakura. I'm gonna give like one good reason. What? It's like not me not trying to be like legitimate reason. Great Ninja War. It was, I forgot who was to tell her to take Obito's eye before Madara got there.
It's Madara.
But that's poor. That's
What
poor,
did she
right?
not do?
Why are you looking at us?
No, I know that moment very well.
Yeah.
And,
Krillin did the same thing though.
No, I'm not
with
saying
Cell.
she did it, but she's still fucking
Krillin did the same thing.
Okay, she took an L. She took an L.
yeah, but I mean, if you compare that to some of the dumb stuff Sasuke and Naruto has done,
Exactly.
I don't like none of them. I'm just
She
saying.
took an L.
it's really unfair.
We all have our bad days.
We all have our bad days.
No, yeah,
But I understand what you mean. But also, you gotta understand, if you look at it like realistically, because sometimes people don't look at it realistically. If you're in a war, right, people are dying next to you, left and right, your friends. God, you went to the Leaf Academy with, you had lunch with them and everything. They're getting murdered
Since seven.
by a zombie. And then, the zombie's not even there. Then you got this guy who has a Rinnegan and a Sharingan. They've never seen that before. They're like, that's not real. You can't be really out here with both. You know, and especially if you've never been in war, there are some times, I think it would have just been, it wasn't necessarily what she did to me that I see as like the crazy fault, it's how they wrote it. If they wrote it as if she was actually stunned, a little traumatized, not prepared, it was too much, she was going through if they wrote her emotions out, people would know that it wasn't just, oh, I'm Sakura, I dropped the ball. Like, no, like, she hasn't been through the things Naruto and Sasuke been through, right? Mass murder, bullied in the street all day, looking by myself at 8 years old, on the third Okage, give me a cup of noodles and water, and keeps it pushing.
Have any of the girls that Naruto been through? Because even God was back there. When I got to that part, I was like, holy shit. Like,
honestly, no one in the league, really, none of the women in the league have had, like, they don't give them any really exciting trauma, even though, like, it's exciting. Exciting is probably a bad
They
word.
make them into nurses, right? They're like,
So in that moment, she's you understand, her teammates are Naruto and Sasuke. So in this moment, she's like, oh man, like, is this like my moment? They're like, this is my, I don't know if I would have did it either. Am I gonna go up to Obito and be like,
Let me get your
Hey, buddy. Hey.
This man's the like, you know what I'm saying, the leader of the war right now. Am I prepared to run his fate? I don't know.
I do have to say this. I see a lot of people complain about that, and then at the same time, we be at the restaurant, and they can't tell the waitress that their food wrong. But you want Sakura to get
I
this
can't.
high.
You're right. I can't do that.
Like,
No, but like reasons people don't like Sakura is based in sexism for the most part. Cause like Kishimoto just can't write women. That's just like straight up. It is one more reason to not like her, a good one. When it was like all the time she bullied Naruto as a kid, like when she was like, Naruto, you ain't shit. But Sasuke, when she liked Sasuke, like when there was little ass kid.
Can I say something?
I'll let Eunice take this
Can I
one.
say something?
No,
Okay,
yeah, go
so
ahead.
when you're a child, right,
Yeah.
you're a little person,
Yeah.
and you see your little crush, you're gonna
Yeah.
be like, damn, my crush is fine. And then
Yeah.
the boy that be picking his nose, you're gonna be like, hey, get that away from me. That's Naruto, he'll pick a noser. But Sasuke, that's the fine boy. That's the boy every girl want. Ino wanted him. He a bad boy. Every little girl gonna be like, oh, daddy. But she's a child, baby.
Yeah.
Have forgiveness. She's a baby. When I was that age, I'm pretty sure I was thinking that all the little boys were cute, and the little annoying boy that be, pulling your hair and tugging on you. He annoying, so I'm gonna beat him up. But Sakura was a baby. She learned from her mistakes, and then when she finally realized all the things that Naruto really has done for her, she was appreciative. We're not gonna bring up the I love you. We're not gonna bring up the Listen, can I just say something? I can just say something. When she said that in her, like, okay, maybe I'm reading too much into it. Maybe I'm just reading too much. But like when she said to Naruto, "I love you," because you always saying something. But when she said to Naruto, I love you, I think in her mind, she was trying to have a feeling for Naruto. She was trying to force a feeling on Naruto that she didn't have as a child. So she thought as a woman that she can finally be able to love Naruto. And I feel like if people gave her that grace to make that mistake, because how many times have we told somebody that we love them even though we never really did? Yes. We've all done it. And I feel like people don't give her that grace. I think that's the problem with Sakura, is that she's not giving grace to make actual mistakes. I love you.
And last thing to add, I need you guys to remember, like, the mistakes we're talking about with Krillin. Krillin was a grown-ass man. Sakura was born with 16.
16, Chelsea.
16.
Was she even 16?
And we're gonna go into the next question about, we're gonna talk about Invincible next, and we'll talk about teenagers, but I want you guys to remember that in age and how old these characters are, particularly in anime. But let's get to our final debate.
I just want to preface my point of view by saying that, like, starting out when I first became a Sakura defender, it wasn't because I liked her particularly, like her personality. It was because you can dislike a character but not deny them their props. You know what I mean? Like, she has actual feats, titles, powers, and people would sit there and shit on her because they don't like her. Just because what some of the things she did and said when she was an adolescent, you know what I mean, a little ass girl. So automatically I know it's like sexism because her worth is proven in her comparison to Sasuke and Naruto, or her transgressions towards them, her relationships with them. That's why, like, if you ask anybody, oh, why do you dislike Sakura? Well, she useless, man. Does she do anything for Naruto and Sakura? How about, does she do anything for the village? Does she do anything for her fellow ninjas? Like, it speaks for itself after some time, you know? And I think that it's just so funny because after a while you bring up all these feats and, you know, stuff that she's done, and then the first thing somebody says, oh, but she chased Sasuke around like when she was a kid, and oh, he tried to kill her several times and she still loved him. I'm like, did you not have that one dude or guy growing up that treated you like shit and you loved him no matter what? Like,
Naruto also was chasing. He was trying to, Sasuke was trying to poke him. And he still was like, you're still my boy. I don't care if you got
like, as you guys mentioned, she wasn't like given any grace. Like, she wasn't given any like leave room to actually grow and be a child. And I think that it's blatant sexism. You don't really need to bring up the comparison between Krillin because it speaks for itself. You know?
I love it. I do want to mention, when people say that, Sakura was the first one to kill a Katsuki member.
Okay, let's talk about
Let's remember that. I don't care if the old woman helped her. She brought the hand. She did.
My body, yo.
She did.
It's like no matter how many like snippets, comments from people who were more accomplished than Sakura at the time, giving her her props, it still isn't enough for men. So that's why I'm like, oh, that's sexism.
I love it. Thank you. All right, so we covered sexism. Let me look at the time. Perfect. We can talk about racism.
Can't be always.
Good. So, you know, I'm not gonna get into the intricacies on what's considered an anime because a lot of people say it has to be from Japan, but at this point I disagree, and that's a different conversation that we'll have. So we're gonna talk about Invincible. Have you guys seen it, all of you?
Yeah.
Okay, excellent.
Okay.
So, in the cartoon, the anime of Invincible, one major character, Amber's race was changed to match the voice actor, Amber.
Yeah.
Right? Now, Amber's character, because her race changed, her dynamics with Mark, the main character, changed as well, right? Because, safe to say, the way some of us as black women will react to certain situations will be different, right? Okay. And I would also like to remind you that the whole point of Invincible is that it's not perfect, right?
Yeah.
Mark is not perfect.
Yes.
He's awful.
Let's go.
And that's why people are dying because of him, right?
Uh-huh.
People love Mark. People hate Black Amber.
Mm-hmm.
Viscerally hate. And I'm not making this up. You guys, I have a post about it. And you can look at the 800 comments of people talking about how bad this 16-year-old acted.
Mm-hmm.
So, talk to me. Why do you guys think? One, tell me, do you think Amber, maybe I'm just thinking it's because I'm black? And because we look alike.
No, I'm weak.
I mean, maybe I feel like shit, but do you think that there's a reason to hate Amber?
She was annoying at parts, but annoying in the sense of just a character that makes you go, like, why'd you, like the whole, like, she knew, like, it's like she knew but she didn't know, or whatever that was at the end, where, like, we found out that she knew all the whole time, she just wanted him to tell her and stuff. It's like,
not the whole time, a couple weeks. They
yeah,
were together.
right, but it's like, girl, people are dying, like, don't, like, whatever you're doing, but I did see the intense fury online for her that I've never seen with any other character, and there are a lot of annoying characters in anything. So, yeah, I think that was stemmed from the whole, like, angry black woman thing, like, once you're black and you have just a smidgen of attitude or you do something just a little, like, now it's like, oh my god, look at this dramatic ass, annoying, da da da, and it's like, I believe they probably wouldn't have hated her that much if she was, you know, other.
And I didn't get to mention, I don't know if you guys have read the comic book or the source material,
Not yet.
but I want to talk about what the differences are between Amber.
I was wondering.
Okay, White Amber is with Mark. When she does find out, she gets to be with Mark, and she's with him because he's invincible, right? She's dumb, she's dense, she's like a dumb blonde, and she's annoying because of it, right? And you want him to be with Atom Eve, because you're like, oh, this chick is dumb, right? Amber, the black Amber, is smarter, right? She's astute, and yeah, she knew she had a hint, right? Like, your boyfriend just vanishes and comes back. He's in the hospital for weeks, but you know, she's still a teenager. He's being embarrassed. Yo, I don't know if you guys know, when a black person, if your black mother, if you tell him about a guy, he doesn't show up.
Oh, yeah,
He's
done.
done. You're done. You're embarrassed. She's telling your whole family. Everybody know. And I need y'all to remember that. And yes, she kind of knew, but there's a strength there. It was because she was smart, and it was more about him lying. But also not wanting to be gaslit, right? Like, if she asked Mark, what would he have said? Like, what? Why would you have, right? And then now she looks dumb. So I just wanted to put that out there for you guys to mull over as we say the answers. Also, 2 men and 2 women, please. When you're ready, come up to the mic so when our panel is done, you guys can give your 2 cents as well.
I liked Amber.
You love Amber?
I actually like, no, I didn't say love.
Oh,
I said
okay.
like. But I did. I thought her feelings were justifiable at certain points. I think that at times it's really annoying to be lied to, or like to be, like you said, gaslit. See, y'all just be hating on Amber. That's so wrong. But you're right, she did go through hella racism. I've never seen a fictional character be called the names that she was called. Like, I started thinking, like, damn, Amber real? Like, I was like, the way they were attacking her, I really thought Shorty was real.
And people were saying as a, like, to me, to be mean, they were like, hey, you look like her. I was like, she looks great.
Did you see that lock? Did you see the hair?
The
twist out routine was looking so, ooh. If I had hair like that, yo, you would never see me. I would be talking my shit. Listen, I know that Amber was annoying, don't get me wrong, she had her annoying moments. But at the end of the day, she was a 16-year-old girl with feelings. And you know, when you're in love, first time love, you're like, damn man, you know, I'm in this relationship, your eyes get clouded, your mind get clouded, so you start to act a little stupid. And did she have her dumb moments? Hell yeah.
And Mark was smarter than her way more. Like, he made way more mistakes.
They 2 dummies in a relationship.
Yeah, exactly.
But like, Mark, oh, what? Oh my God. Okay.
Wrap it up, guy? Oh, shit.
Sir, I think I told you to leave the premises, and I don't know why you're still here. Okay, I'm sorry.
No, but I really do think that Amber was a legit, like, her feelings were legit. If you really think about it, she's 16 years old with a superhuman boyfriend. Like, any woman that, like, any person, I'm not gonna say woman, you know, we all like, but any person that's, like, in that mindset, they're like, damn, like, yo, why this person lying to me? And then you gotta also be like, oh, I know why he's lying, because he's trying to save the world. But then, why does he not feel comfortable enough to trust me? So in your mind, you playing head games with yourself. So I feel like Amber was damn well playing some fucking, some head games with herself. And then, like, the way it was portrayed, because she was a darker skinned black girl, you know that all of a sudden she got an attitude. She a little too much. She thinks she's a little too sweet. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I like Amber. I think that she could have toned down a lot. But at the end of the day, her feelings are justified because she's a 16-year-old girl in love. First time boyfriend, hey? I'm going to act the same way. Maybe not that crazy.
Let's not forget that Mark was planning a life with her.
Yes,
he was
he
like,
was.
let's go to this
He wanted
college
them
together,
to-
y'all. That's a big deal.
It was a
It's
lot
big deal.
happening. It was between the both of them.
But it was first, but you know, okay, anyone that's dated, you know when that first person you meet, you love, you start thinking like, damn, I'm about to be their wife, I'm their husband, or whatever. Like in your mind, you know, it be feelings
At
kind of high.
16 in high school, hell yeah.
You know, like 16 high school. I'm like,
I didn't
my
have
first
boyfriends at 16. Y'all was the cool nerds. So Frankie had.
I know Frankie was
that were
dating.
this thing. Okay,
You were
so
dating,
that
weren't
is-
you? You were pulling on them there.
I was the one who wouldn't share my homework.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, stay your ass with me.
First of all, y'all,
I know you
excuse me, I spent all night doing my homework and you got to play Crash Bandicoot and now you want to copy?
You sat in the front of the class.
I mean, we got
Wait, Frankie, were you asking teacher, is the homework due
I
tonight?
didn't do that. Actually, it
Didn't
depended
you
how
say we have a
hard.
pop quiz
It
today?
depended how hard I worked. It depended how hard I
Because I
worked.
studied, not
I
you.
studied. Y'all like, yeah,
I
we went
studied.
on.
That's
Y'all
what I
was at the party. Y'all ain't invite me to. Okay. Y'all think. Sorry. Oh, okay. Sorry. Thank you. And yes. Sorry, I just, you know.
I felt the quiz because of a girl like you.
Yeah.
I was super sick. I had to
Accountability, man.
And with that comment,
Because of me,
Accountability, fam.
or because you didn't study. You didn't study.
You didn't study?
But this is not about me. We talk about Amber and Omar
I
as
did
we
too.
speak.
Oh, I didn't. Okay, so I didn't find her annoying at all. Really, she wasn't allowed to have that one like the teenage like, oh, you knew. But I'm like, if I was her, I'd be more upset. You getting your ass beat like up and down the city, all over the block. Like, nah, go to the gym. You shouldn't be like. You shouldn't be concerned about this relationship. You need to get to the gym, like Tiger Showman, something, man. It's embarrassing.
Okay, so I'm so sorry, but we don't have time for the floor for it. I mean the pain I see
Hey, if
here.
you
I'm
have
so sorry.
questions,
But we will be around on the floor. I'm gonna have everyone say their social media to share, and that's what we all love to do. If you guys are being respectful and safe, we love to discuss this stuff. Literally, that's what my page is. Eunice puts that platform out there, same for Omar, where they speak and we discuss these topics every day, and that's why I picked you both. Thank you for coming. And Sachi, incredible streamer, and Jared is also hilarious, and his page is so much fun to be on. So let's go down the road. Everybody say your at, so that we can get people take the phones out. So let's wait. I don't see nobody's phone. Yeah. All right. Okay.
I'll do a quick shout.
All right, let's start.
First, I want to do a quick shout out to a friend that couldn't make it to NYC because Anime NYC because he passed away. Killer was fit. Desai. He's from the We Are All Piccolo podcast. I'm Omar Holman. Real name, no gimmicks. I'm from Black Nerd Problems. Out here.
At Black Nerd Problems, spelled regular, no periods, no underscores. Next.
Damn, my voice really sucks, but I'm Eunice. I'm Eunice Ibama. I didn't know we're doing our last names, but my ad is at Black Girls Anime. We do news. I go on live and argue with y'all. What's up? Yeah, news and arguing with y'all on live and talking about all the hottest things that's going on in anime, whether it be manga, gaming, whatever it is. That's all we do, and we're a bunch of dope Black girls. Shaniqua over there, she's part of my team. So thank you, Shaniqua, for coming here. All right, thank you.
You can follow me at Shonen Showdown, S-H-O. Shouts out to homie though, Shonen Showdown. Anime Sundays, Anime X Sundays.
Celebrities!
Anime Sundays! I do a lot of toxic versus battles, so if you don't want to get toxic, it's gonna get toxic on my page. On the YouTube, on IG, I try to make people laugh, bring a smile here and there, you know, I try. But yeah, Anime X Sundays. That's me.
Woo! My name is Sachi. My at is Chibithot with a zero thought with a zero. And my Twitch is Local Magical Gal, G-A-L, Local Magical Gal. And like I said, I'll be cosplaying and streaming and stuff. I talk a lot of shit on my Twitter, so feel free to join the party.
Thank you. And my name is Fantastic Frankie. Fantastic is regular. Thank you. And Frankie is spelled Frankey, like the key to your heart. Yes. Thank you guys. All right. Don't tell people I'm soft. Please. But thank you guys all. This was an incredible forum. And honestly, it's the first time we've done this, so like, thank you guys for participating and being a part of this. And we'll be around. Talk to us.
Talk to me about
follow
One Piece
us,
and
and all that stuff. Yes.
And Chase on that.
Black Clover fans only. I really want Black Clover fans.
Read Sakamoto Days.
Read Chainsaw Man for clear skin. Read Chainsaw Man.
1,000th episode of One Piece tonight. Be there. I will be there.